The holiday season has arrived, and as my gift to you all, I thought it'd be fun to pit two classic Lupin III episodes against each other, specifically the two Christmas episodes from Part 2. These episodes both originally aired on or around Christmas Day, and in the spirit of the season, let's take a trip back and see how the Lupin gang celebrates the holidays. We've got Episode 12, A Gift for the President, aka The Slight Before Christmas, and Episode 64, Christmas is in the Goddess's Hands, aka Christmas at Tiffany's. I'll be putting these two episodes head to head and giving them points based on a number of criteria, so let's start by examining the plots and heists. In A Gift for the President, the city of Bordeaux is gifting the US president an old Bordeaux wine given by Napoleon to his wife Josephine as a Christmas present, apparently one of the finest wines in existence. And Lupin, being Lupin, wants to steal it to gift it to Fujiko. There's nothing all that special about this heist really, as it's all established in the opening scene, including Lupin's reason for going after it. We know the outline of the journey the treasure is taking right from the gate, and considering how quickly Lupin tries to go for it, we can assume he's going to run into some stumbling blocks, which he absolutely does. As for Christmas is in the Goddess's Hands, the gang are on holiday in New York, checking out the famous Tiffany's jewelry store when the owner, Marguerite Tiffany, invites them to attempt to steal from the store and broadcast it on TV on Christmas. Why? I don't know. Reasons? Look, this plot is kind of stupid. Lupin initially refuses because, why would he do this, but they're forced into it because Fujiko is inexplicably bad with money. If we're analyzing the strengths of the plots, which we are, this one falls apart right away. The idea isn't bad, but the story justifications are pretty damn weak. No contest on this one, point goes to the president. Now, let's go over how good the episodes are overall. A Gift for the President is more of a humorous episode, but a lot of the laughs I give are more, oh, that's silly, rather than, oh, that was a good joke. I'd be curious to know how the French view this episode though, because while it's not outright disgraceful towards their people, I'm not quite sure that it portrays the French that accurately. Except for this scene, that's probably pretty accurate. The primary twists of this episode are pretty solid though, even if it's not the most exciting ending. I'm kinda confused by how the wines ended up switched like they are, and why Zenigata even has the real wine to begin with, but it's not a big deal, I suppose. Now, Christmas is in the Goddess's Hands is pretty dumb, all things considered, and structurally, it kinda sucks. It's a very wacky affair, and it's undoubtedly one of the more unfocused episodes of Part 2. You think it's gonna be about Lupin stealing from Tiffany's, but the gang actively avoids the whole idea, and then we get a bunch of scenes of Fujiko just spending tons of money. Nope, now it's about Lupin and Jigen fishing in Panama, because that's the true meaning of Christmas. Let's throw in a crazy inventor who claims to have designed the lightsaber, and who catches marlins with a laser fishing rod, because why the hell not? The actual heist doesn't start until 2/3 through the runtime, and by that point, all they have time to do is give us one final shenanigan, and it's not even a clever one. The TV special angle is completely wasted, and it just makes everyone involved look all the goofier, and in some cases, like complete morons. So point once again goes to the president, because at least it holds everything together to the end. Now let's talk about how all the characters are represented here, and there's 6 points up for grabs, 5 for the main cast, and 1 for the characters unique to the story. Lupin's planning in A Gift for the President seems too simple, as if he's taking the obvious route for the scheme. The disguise in this one is very unconvincing, and the barrel plan isn't anything all that interesting either. I like Lupin's restraint in Christmas is in the Hands of the Goddess. He knows that robbing from Tiffany's, especially on live TV, is a dumb move. And when he's forced into it, he approaches the situation seriously, which I appreciate. Point goes to the Goddess. In episode 12, Jigen is just kinda there, but I do appreciate his co-pilot disguise, which looks like Jigen but cartoonier. It also reminds me of Captain Haddock for some reason. Jigen is his usual grumpy self in episode 64, nothing too special there. A lot of Part 2 episodes put Jigen on the back burner, and this is no exception. I honestly think that these two episodes use Jigen pretty equally, so in the spirit of the gift-giving season, let's give the point to them both. I don't really like how Fujiko is used in either of these episodes, to be frank, as in A Gift for the President, she's too doughy, and in Christmas is in the Goddess's Hands, she's too unintelligent. In the former, she gets taken in by the romantic backstory of the wine, and then is pretty sexualized from there on. While in the latter, Margaret appeals to Fujiko's vanity, which is interesting, but I feel like she's too much of a dope in this one, spending her money like it's nothing. Shout out to her big heckin' woofer though, he's a real one. This isn't a strong endorsement, but I guess the point goes to the goddess, because at least Fujiko does something here. Let's talk about Goemon, a character that Part 2 sometimes struggles to get right. In episode 12, he's mostly there to complain about wine compared to sake, because Japanese. However, this episode does contain the scene of Goemon driving an 18-wheeler, which is an absolutely hilarious image to me. We very rarely see Goemon drive anything that's not a sword through a body, and the fact that it's a big rig this time is incredible. Episode 64 drops the ball pretty hard though, because Goemon doesn't even appear in this one until the second half, and even then, he is just there to slice something. And nary a big rig scene for Goemon. No surprise then that this point goes to the president. Last in the main cast is Zenigata, who's pretty strong in both entries. Zenigata is the outsider in A Gift for the President, someone not used to French culture and struggling to understand their customs, which is a typical Part 2 Zenigata track to take. But it's done alright here, maybe a little tiresome, but not bad. As for Christmas is in the goddess's hands, I like his chutzpah in this one, thinking that he'll arrest Lupin to a live TV audience, and it's fun seeing him so confident. He isn't in a lot of this one, but I still want to give the point to Goddess because he makes a better impression. Now let's wrap up the character points with the unique cast, starting with episode 12, which is pretty lacking. The chief is all we get, and he's flat out boring, just another authority figure forced to work with Zenigata, but with basically no conflict. And then we've got episode 64, whose cast is very, very odd. Margaret's plan makes absolutely no sense, and it baffles me why she thinks any of this is a good idea. Jebapi is a weird character too, but at least he seems like he's having fun, so that's nice. Oddly enough, even though I think the characters are worse overall in the latter episode, I'm still giving the point to Goddess because at least its characters elicited something in me. Okay, now let's move on to the more relevant point. How Christmassy are these Christmas episodes? On that front, neither episode really hit the mark. In the case of episode 12, the Christmas tie-in is purely in the setup and towards the end, but at least this one has a Christmas celebration in it, which is nice. I like Zenigata being upset about eating the body and blood of Christ and that he'd rather eat traditional Japanese food. It's a nice Christmas gag, even if it's lost in the dub. And that ending shot of Lupin airdropping the stolen presents is a nice holiday way to end, even if this subplot is barely introduced. Weird note to end it on a not well-established concept, but whatever, they played Jingle Bells, so it gets a pass. As for episode 64, let's be real, this did not need to be a Christmas episode. I imagine the team realized that this one was going to air on Christmas Day and half-heartedly said, okay, let's set this one on Christmas. Unlike episode 12, where the Christmas connection is at least organic, even if it's not that important to the episode, this one is so tangentially related to the holidays that it feels like a waste. We do see Lupin dressed as Santa though, so that's something, and I suppose the final image is a nice Christmas treat. Neither episode is all that strong on this front, but I suppose I'll give the point to the president because it at least tried to justify its Christmas connection. We're tied at 5 points apiece, and it all comes down to this final point, which is about the English dubs. A Gift for the President was dubbed in the early days where there were a lot more added jokes and references, but as this is a pretty lighthearted episode, I think it works pretty well, even if it is kinda smarmy. The translation of the Zenigame joke is a good example. The original Japanese reference is lost on Western citizens, but replacing it with a multitude of funny 4-syllable words is a fine and fun substitute. Lots of fake French in this one, which isn't great, and a little bit of fake Clinton in this one, which, in the grand scheme of things, probably also isn't great, but, for different reasons. By contrast, the Christmas is in the Hands of the Goddess dub script is much closer to the original script, as this was later in the run when the Pioneer crew wasn't inclined to pump everything full of gags. More adult dialogue and language, which is kind of part and parcel for dubbed anime, so whatever. If you're looking for an accurate dub script rather than a more unique adaptation, this is the one for you. I personally think the early dub format is more unique, and for that reason, I'm giving the point, just barely, to the president. So there we go, with the score reading 6-5, I'm declaring episode 12, A Gift for the President, as the winner of this holiday showdown. Though if you couldn't tell from my script and my tone of voice, I don't exactly think either of these episodes are stupendous. They're both fairly middle of the road as far as part 2 episodes go, so if you were hoping for the Knockout Lupin Christmas special to put on during the holidays, well, neither of these will do the trick. That's just my opinion though, so let me know down below which of these episodes you think is the winner, and if you like this format and you want to see more head-to-head battles, Let me know what episodes or movies you'd like to see pitted against each other. For now though, have a happy holiday season, and I'll see you with more Lupin III shenanigans in 2024.